So, the last couple days I have wanted to, release a video regarding all of the events that took place a couple days ago. I did a few clips and I went back and I would listen to them, and I can't in good conscience release clips of me being a total snake like the Republican Party. The Republican Party, in my opinion, died 2 days ago. We saw probably one of the most traitorous events in the history of America. And I was pretty calm in a lot of those clips, and I'm not so calm right now because the hypocrisy that is going on and that I'm seeing on mainstream media, and then watching videos of actual footage from DC, watching influencers that were actually in DC. No act of political violence is okay at all. But I say that to say this. Do you realize that the Capitol was not broke into? They were let in. I have received so many videos where they were actually let in. And I, for 1 second, don't believe that this was orchestrated, planned, put together at all by anyone who calls themselves a Trump supporter, conservative, patriot. I don't believe that for a second. I believe, and on my heart, and so do millions of other people, that a particular anti-American group was completely and utterly responsible. And it's so disappointing and disgusting the way that the Republican Party completely turned their backs. These people rode on President Trump's coattails to get where they are. And then in a blink of an eye, they turned their backs. And I'm gonna, anybody who is still supporting these people, you think they won't do that to you? They did it to the president. I really don't care how you feel about President Trump. He was still and is still the president of the United States. This has been my problem for the last 4 years. I don't care who is in office. You still should have some token of respect because they hold political office. And we watched as one by one these politicians turn their back. And you think they won't do that to us? You think they won't do that to the American people? Mainstream media right now are calling us terrorists. They are calling Trump supporters terrorists. Okay? What were they saying about BLM and the other terrorist group? Were they calling them terrorists? I don't think so. Weren't they actually telling them to hit the streets? Were they not saying that protests aren't supposed to be polite? Was that not the narrative?
Now, too many see the protests as the problem. No, the problem is what forced your fellow citizens to take to the streets. Persistent and poisonous inequities and injustice. And please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Was that not what they were saying as cities were burning to the ground? We have footage of buildings on fire, police stations on fire, Capitol buildings being stormed. But they weren't terrorists. They were protesters wanting to be heard. But Trump supporters, no, we weren't. No, y'all are terrorists. You didn't want to be heard. You were there to cause mayhem. And I could tell you right now that if those people truly wanted and were there to cause harm, it would have been done. And I can tell you something else about getting into the Capitol. That is one of the most secured buildings on this planet. And if they really didn't want people to get in, they wouldn't have got in. And there have been protests at the Capitol. Let's see. During, Brett Kavanaugh and him getting sworn in to be Supreme Court Justice, was there not thousands upon thousands of protesters banging on the doors, screaming into the chamber? Mike Pence having to call everything to order because they could hear them screaming, interrupting the hearing. But all that was okay, right? Because it was for their narrative, right? That was okay. But Trump supporters are now labeled as domestic terrorists. They're trying to put them on a no-fly list. There is actually a list coming out to hunt people down that were there. What? Are y'all serious right now? Are y'all it is blatant hypocrisy. And then these so-called conservatives, these so-called MAGA people, these so-called influencers condemning it and going right along. Real situations bring out real people, bring out true colors. And right now, if you're involved in this at all, you really need to take a look around at who you're following, who you're associating yourself with. This is the time to really pay attention to your life and what you're doing, because things are about to get real. They already are. And I have literally watched some of these influencers be removed from Twitter, Facebook. Facebook removed the Walk Away campaign that was on there. They removed it. Had thousands and thousands of followers, and they removed it. Freedom of speech is on the chopping block. It's gonna be gone. If you don't believe me, wait and see. Freedom of speech is gonna be no more. That's the First Amendment, right? What comes next? And I'm telling you, when they go to come for the Second Amendment, I truly in my heart believe, even if you're left leaning right now, you're gonna see America rise together. They are going to try and one by one take away our rights, and they're starting with freedom of speech, and they're using the tech companies the tech oligarchs, whatever you want to call them, they're using them to do it. And they're succeeding. They are succeeding. Now, there are different platforms, and thank goodness for them. I got off Facebook months ago. I don't regret it. I hate that I can't keep up with people like I was able to, but I'm okay with that because that just makes me have to pick up the phone and call someone instead of using the excuse that I could see them on Facebook. And if I have to move off of YouTube and I have to go to Rumble, I have to go to BitChute, I have to go wherever, I will do whatever I need to do because nobody is going to silence me. Nobody's going to silence anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are a lover of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I don't care. You don't deserve to be silenced. None of us do. I don't care. And I'm going to tell you right now, them trying to impeach Donald Trump because they say he incited a riot, okay? What about when Maxine Waters incited people to attack members of Trump's administration? That was okay. It was okay for AOC to say that, protest people, you should be protesting. That's the way to get your voice heard. Oh, Chris Cuomo, protests aren't supposed to be polite. Bullshit. Y'all are being hypocrites and you know it. You are being a hypocrite. Was DC on fire at the end of the day, January 6th? No. How long did the whole thing last at the Capitol? A few hours, if that. They were gone by sundown. This is ridiculous. And if you don't see the blatant hypocrisy, you're blind. You don't want to see it. You don't want any part in understanding what's going on right now. And it's really sad that there are so many people in this country that don't realize what is happening. Wake the hell up. Wake up. Because I'm telling you, while you think they may be on your side right now, when they're done consuming every last Trump supporter and ruining them and banning them and doing whatever the hell they want to do, you think they're not going to come for you next? Wake the fuck up. And I'm sorry if you are sensitive to language. Oh, well, sometimes that's how people need to hear it. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see this. I was hoping that it would be when me and my kids and my grandkids and everything beyond was gone from this earth before we saw anything like this. Those people that went to protest at the Capitol were doing so because we wanted Congress to hear our concerns. So the Democrats and the left, they can be concerned, but we can't. Oh, because the silent majority stood up finally? And now they're trying to use that 25th Amendment. And you think they won't use that 25th Amendment on Joe Biden? Oh, yeah, I got another thing coming. Oh, man. Dude already slurring his words. Can't even pull a full thought together. And y'all think they ain't going to use that on him and Kamala Harris become the president? The first black president, right? Okay. And if you hate me for what I'm saying, I don't care. I really don't. Bye. See ya. And guess what? I see a lot of influencers that say they won't block people if they disagree with them. If you come at me acting stupid, you will get blocked. If they're allowed to censor people, I can censor people too, and I will. Don't come at me stupid. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about right, left. This isn't about Republican, Democrat. This isn't about black, white. This is about America. This is about us. This is about us as the citizens of this country and the rights that we were given that are being taken the hell away from us. One by one. One by one. So I don't care if you're a Democrat and you want to suck on Joe Biden's nuts. I don't care. I don't care. Too many people have fought and they died. They paid with blood. Ashley Babbitt paid with blood. Y'all don't realize. You don't realize. And the mainstream media, they want to call Trump supporters thugs. No, you are the thug. You are a lying, conniving snake. 6 months ago saying protesters had the right to air their grievances. But then when the tables freaking turn, oh, it's different. It's a whole different story now, right? Now they're terrorists, domestic terrorists. You know, there's a clip going around where that supposedly something went off in the Capitol and there was fire. That never happened. From someone who was actually there, that never happened. They were handing weapons out of the window. You think it wasn't staged? Real Trump supporters were pulling the dressed up Trump supporters away from the windows that were being broken. Cops opened the barricade and let them in. I'm telling you, if they didn't want us or want them or want anybody in the Capitol, they wouldn't have made it in. I promise you they wouldn't have. One of the most secured buildings on the planet. And they just waltzed right up in there. And oh, Nancy Pelosi, oh, duck. What are you ducking for? That shows how freaking scared y'all are. Oh, Mitch McConnell doo-bopping along damn floor. Running. Yeah. And these are our leaders. Okay. I'd hate to see if something really popped off. Alright, y'all, I'm out of here. Because I didn't even want to make a real long video. I just wanted to show some of that footage and I had to express myself a little bit because I'm more in this now than I was 3 days ago. And don't come at me with no bullshit. Video evidence is really hard to argue against. If you need an outlet, you need to talk. If you were there at DC, I want to talk to you. I know this channel is not very big right now, and if it would be a waste of your time, okay. But if you want to get on here and talk about it, I would love to do a live and talk about it. So, hope everyone has a good rest of their day. And I hope some of you really start to pull your heads out of your asses. I really do. I really do. Because at this point, if America, the citizens, I'm not talking about politicians, I'm not talking about this thing we call a government. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about the people. And I don't care if you are right, left, Republican, Democrat, black, white, Christian, atheist. I don't care. I don't care what you are. Because the only way that we're going to keep our rights is if we stop dividing and we come together. United we stand, divided we fall. There is a reason for that statement. Not just for you to hashtag or quote when you want to have some freaking clout. No, it means that if we are divided, we will fall. Period. We will fall. And you're not going to like what it's going to be like. Communism is not a game. It's not a game. People die at the hands of communism. People die at the hands of socialism. Only the rich win. Only the rich. If you're not rich, you don't have a certain name, I feel like this is the Holocaust too. Some are calling it a civil war. Some are calling it World War III. No. No. This is an extermination. And stop calling it cancel culture, because that's not what it is. It's an extermination. Y'all have a good day.